What is up, my loves? Oh, straight. Okay, forgive my hair. It is not cooperating with me. I actually recorded this video yesterday, but it was just like really horrible quality audio, and my voice kept going in and out. Right now, you can still hear it. I kind of sound like a prepubescent tween boy, and I'm trying to remember what I said yesterday. Anyway, today's my mom's birthday, so I'm trying to rush this a little bit. So sorry, apologize. But oh yeah, also it's your girl's birthday in a couple weeks. She's gonna be turning 20, so if you could leave some suggestions what to do for her last like couple of weeks of being a teenager, definitely tell me, because your girl wants to have some good memories. I'm already losing breath. Okay, breathe, Rena. This sickness thing that I have is not fun. Anywho, so I'm trying to remember what I said yesterday. Oh jeez. I think this week we pretty much just talked about our favorite books, like what made us start liking reading. And for me as a child, like, actually, oh, you could see, like, my mom kissed me earlier. We were at church, you know, that was okay. There we go. So I didn't really like reading, and then I liked it, and then I didn't like it, and then I liked it again. I guess the reason I didn't like reading, because I guess I didn't have a good imagination. That's why, like, the words didn't really interest me. I'd rather watch like a television show or a movie, and so like the words, like it was just like words in like on paper. I didn't really have a good imagination to visualize what was happening, what the plot was. So I hated reading, and then I started liking it, and my parents were always like, they always forced me to read, just, you know, to stimulate the mind, you just be more knowledgeable of what exists. So I think the first books that made me like reading were actually the Magic Treehouse series, and now it's like more than 100, but I used to love, like, I used to adore those books. Like, they're really short, but I would read them like one an hour, and I don't know if that was fast or slow, but I used to read them, knock it out in an hour, and my parents would buy me the collection of the books. And if you don't remember, it's like these, a brother and a sister, I believe. I don't remember, but I loved it. And they just had this like big imagination, and it's called Magic Treehouse books. Actually, I think I even read them until middle school, and then like 6th and 7th grade, I don't know, I just hated reading again. Like, I thought it was boring. And I guess the reason I hated it was because, you know, in 6th and 7th, like, you start in middle school, and you're given these reading, like, assignments, these books, and, like, I guess I didn't like it because it's like when a teacher or a school forces you to read a book for a project or an assignment, it's kind of, like, tedious, because I want to be the person who choose what I want to read. Before I read a book, I make sure I understand and enjoy what the plot is, to see if this is going to interest me. I'm going to spend my time reading this book and devoting everything to it to finish this story. And I guess I didn't really like reading because the books that we would give for these assignments just didn't interest me. And then like the second half of 7th grade, I started reading again. I was in like different cliques in middle school, and one of them was actually like kind of like a book nerd kind of crew. Actually like I didn't really talk to these kids, but after reading a book they would give it to, like, Rena, you should read this. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And every time they would read a book, they would just offer it to me to read it. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And that's what made me, like, my second awakening of enjoying reading. And the first book that got me to that group told me to read was actually Twilight. And I know a lot of people don't like that book, but that was like the book that made me want to read again. Like, it had, like, people might disagree, but it had like this like good like imagery. Like, I was able to visualize the plot, and that's what I enjoy about a story. If I could visualize the plot, the characters, then it's easier for me, and I would enjoy it more. Then I read like the series, the 4 books in a week, because I really liked it. And then another book that my friends gave me to read back in like 7th or 8th grade was The Hunger Games. And I told you, people already know, like, they used to make fun of me because the title, I would bring that book everywhere so I could finish it, and people like just, what is the Hunger Games? What the heck is that? But again, like I said, people enjoy that franchise right now, and it's just ridiculous how people were kind of like judging a book by its cover, book by its name. Anyway, so, and then I used to read like 25 novels a summer, and I don't have that time anymore. So I kind of like, I really choose which books I tend to read. Also, the book that made me really like, was really something that I enjoyed was Delirium by Lauren Oliver. It's a trilogy, and it does have its novellas. Okay, I'm losing breath. I can't breathe through my nose. Anyway, so the reason I liked that book so much was because throughout, okay, so young adult books, there's a misconception that young adult books, the audience are young adults. That's not necessarily the case. Young adult books are targeted, like it's not a target, but the book focus on the main characters being young adults. It doesn't focus on what the audience is. It focuses on the characters. And so, like, when I turned 18, I was like, okay, these books are not really interesting me anymore, because there's it still talks about like 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 16-year-olds, and I'm like, well, I'm technically an adult now, so I want to read something that I enjoy. So Delirium made me really like reading again, because for the third time, because the main characters are 18 adults, and it was something I could relate to, and that's always something that is like a factor when I choose a book. If I could relate to it and visualize it even more, ugly hair, okay, then I would enjoy it. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Sorry for this whole nasally weird voice coming out of me right now. And I hope you're doing well. My love for you is infinite. Check out the other girls. Definitely subscribe, leave some suggestions, and peace out.